Hello, I'm Carolee, and I want to talk to you about systems and how you can implement them in a very streamlined way while still bringing in income. Okay, so I am a systems and productivity strategist, and I specifically work with neurodivergent entrepreneurs because I get your brain. Okay, there is a lot of things that I am good at in taking neurotypical advice, letting it frustrate the crap out of me for a hot minute or days or weeks, and then suddenly I'm able to translate it into something that makes sense for the neurodivergent brain. It's a superpower that I've always had, and just didn't realize it entirely until recently. But how I've been able to use that superpower to be able to get systems implemented is game changer. 90% of the system's instructions and how you would structure these things and whatnot is really written for the neurotypical brain. And so because I was able to take a concept and explain it 5 different ways, it really gave me a lot of leverage to be able to customize and reframe different types of things. Okay, so to make this super short, we're going to make this systems implementation. Okay, first you got to have a game plan for what systems that you need for your business. A lot of brain dumping and brainstorming is where this is going to happen. Okay, that's where we're going to start. We have to know what's in our brain and what we think we need before we can even remotely go to Google or anything and figure out what we actually need to do the thing, right? So figure out what systems you actually need. Now, what is a system? Essentially, it's a group of steps that you can do, or processes all put together that allow you to do the intended outcome more efficiently. Essentially, that means it takes you far less time. So after you figure out what systems you actually need for your business to have it be successful, you need to start putting them into place, but one system at a time. And so you have to be able to prioritize what you need to do in order to still work your business and still be able to put the systems into place, or you can just hire someone altogether and they can do it. But I'm talking as if you're not hiring someone and you're doing this yourself. A lot of guidance is really powerful, okay? Having someone you can ask questions to about these systems or what your next step is allows you to not stay stuck near as long. Allows you to not go down a Google rabbit hole. It allows you to put into your routine, your schedule, right? To ask this person for what their input is, so that way you don't have to stay stuck. Okay, that is how I love to do it in my mentorship program. I'm like, you don't stay stuck. You just send me a quick DM. I send you a quick reply back, and you are off to the races, still working, right? You're still implementing. It's far easier than going down the rabbit trail of Google, and then we risk, oh my gosh, rabbit holes, period, right? We don't want that. So after you've brain dumped and brainstormed, you've gotten your game plan, you've prioritized it in order of what is going to be the most beneficial to you right now in your business versus what is going to be nice down the road but doesn't absolutely need to be done right now, right? Because I'm teaching you how to do this without hiring out support in general as someone actually implementing the system for you, okay? So implementing someone to keep you on track and ask questions is going to be a more affordable way to do this. And that's the reason I suggested that. So after you have your game plan, now you have to figure out what is the software that we're going to use to implement these systems. What is the processes we're going to put into place to implement these systems? One of the things is have all the steps written down. Okay, have all the steps written down, or have all the steps in your task management system. Make it super easy and gamify it as well if you can. Once you hit a certain milestone, you get this reward. It's so much fun, things like that, okay? Then you take it one day at a time. You set aside time in your day, and during that time, you're going to be working on implementing your systems. And I say this as much as possible every single day that you are working in your business. Dedicate part of it to systems implementation. It's going to speed up the process exponentially, and it's going to teach you that when you stick to something, it produces huge results. Okay? And so you're going to get there way faster if we do just a little bit every day. Even if it's only 30 minutes every day, you have now checked off one more task in that systems implementation realm, okay? So really breaking it down allows you to do this. But if you're struggling with actually figuring out what the game plan is, like you're like, great, Carolee, I have no idea how to create this game plan. I have no idea what systems I actually need in my business. Well, here are some of the most important systems that every business needs, okay? For one, we need to have a system for your schedule. How are you scheduling out your day? That is number one. Number two, we need a way to keep track of all of these tasks. So we need a task management system, okay? Number three, how are we talking about our business, right? Marketing, okay? We need a system for our marketing. How are we doing this? The more we can systematize these things, the easier it is for our brain to know what's next. Less transition issues, okay? Number four here is finance. Okay, we might have money coming in. Now, how are we keeping these things updated in our accounting software, things like that? You're going to want a system for that. And my fifth system that is absolutely super important is your client care or customer service. Okay, depending on what type of business you have, depends on what this is. Okay, if you have a product business, it's going to be customer service. You're going to want to process for, refunds, shipping, things like that. You're going to want systems for that. Or if you're a coach or service provider, you're going to want to make sure you have exceptional client care. So you're going to want to make sure that you have a way to communicate with your clients that's not all over the place. Okay, streamlining systems is huge. If you are struggling with a game plan for getting your systems into place in your business, you are not alone in the slightest. I didn't even know what a system was a couple of years ago. Like, I was using them, I didn't know it was a system though, right? And so now that I understand how much freedom systems can give me in my business and in my personal life, you better bet system implementation is a lot higher on my list than I ever thought it was going to be. But once you have these systems in place, all you have to do is refine them over time, or as you grow, kind of expand them. But it doesn't take as much time in the long run, right? But in the beginning, it takes a lot of time from you. So just be aware of that. This is not an easy process, but it can be easier when you have the right accountability and guidance in the process. Okay? If you are someone that is really just needing that extra push from someone that understands your brain, right? Because your brain processes things differently. I invite you to join the Hyperfocus Treehouse. Okay, the Hyperfocus Treehouse is an incredibly affordable option for you to be able to get the guidance you need to create that game plan for implementing your system, but to also get the accountability and co-working and things like that, the focus that you need to actually continue it and follow through with it and not give up and get stuck. I'm talking help with tech. I'm talking help with breaking things down. I'm talking help with brainstorming. We love all of those things in the Treehouse. Okay, so if you've been looking for something that really helps you get more productive with your business and even in your life, you need to check out the Hyperfocus Treehouse. If you are someone that's able to attend a retreat though, I do in-person retreats, and so they're called systems and implementation retreats, where you get me in person for 2.5 days. For 2.5 days, and we really narrow down what systems you need. We create that game plan. You get literally in-person support from me, and you get to just have fun and relax and all those things while you're on this retreat. Okay? We really nail it down. If you are looking at what those options might look like for you, go ahead and check down below. That all the information is available to you. But I really, really, really hope that you decide looking into these things is something that you want to do. I am super excited to be able to provide the support that you really need as a neurodivergent entrepreneur to really keep moving forward. If you found this video helpful, make sure you like it. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that too, because I drop one new video every single week to help you in your business, your household, or your life, so that way you can have things be more systematized, which means you're doing things far more efficiently. All right, until next time.